Good morning to you all. We're going to get to some more impeachment news, but let's start with this new poll that opened a lot of eyes last night. The latest national Quinnipiac University poll has Mayor Pete Buttigieg surging nationally to second place. Former Vice President Joe Biden hanging on to a lead with 24%. He's up 3 points since last month. But the story of this poll is that Elizabeth Warren's support has been cut in half in just a month, down 14 points since October. She now sits in third place within the margin of error at 14%. Biden leads the field in support among women voters and those over 65 years old. Buttigieg follows in second place with older voters and leads among white voters with no college degree. Donnie, let's keep that up for a second. Elizabeth Warren, the original poll, down 14 points. She was at 28 a month ago, down to 14 right now. Why? Because if you look inside this poll, support for Medicare for all plummeting down to 36% support.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. This country, you can't tell 160 million people you're going to take something away from it that they already have. And I also think the electability thing, I've said this all along, I've taken some heat. I do not think she is electable. I think she would get trounced in a landslide by Trump, and I think people are sensing that. And I also think she has a likability issue. I think her kind of high school principal demeanor, please, this is not a gender thing, this is just kind of tone and manner thing. I think the American public, the more they see, the more they're going, this is not the answer.
Well, actually, she was doing well on her performance out on the campaign trail. It was when she put forth a policy, Steve, that they said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want 160 million people to lose their health insurance.
I would respectfully slightly disagree with my great friend Donnie on that one. I think she's run a formidable campaign as a person. I think the 70,000 selfies, she's a natural, and it's interesting for someone who's in a classroom until 11 years ago to get out there and perform so well. So I do think it's more your first 2 points. I think the Medicare for All thing is resonating. There was a story, I think, in the Times yesterday, today, about candidates out in the heartland basically saying you can't be for this thing. And I think her electability is a factor as well. But I would want to see another poll. This is one poll showing a very dramatic change.
But it could also be a timing thing with Elizabeth Warren, that she may have peaked a little too early, because she had a really good ground game, as Steve said, and I agree with Donnie on the Medicaid for All certainly hurt her. But that all happened at roughly the same time, and also at a time where the Hunter Biden stuff exploded. Biden was a little bit on getting all the attention. She really, after the debate before the last one, she got crushed on that stage. She was taking fire from everybody. Yeah. So I think it could have been also a timing thing.
And I also want to look at some likability numbers. There's a difference between running a good campaign, and I think a lot of our audience right now is shaking their heads at home. I do think there's a likability issue there.
Well, she was, like as I say, she was surging until she officially put out the poll about Medicare for All. Karine, so Joe Biden, again, after another perceived poor performance at a debate, holding on. Yes, this is a national poll. No, the election is not a national referendum. We know all these things. But he's holding steady at the top there.
Yeah, he's holding steady, and he has been for the last couple of months. A lot of it is the name ID. People know Joe Biden. They like Joe Biden. You have older African Americans who are really holding those numbers pretty steady for him. So it's not surprising. We've been seeing this for several months, even with the gaffes, even with the campaign that he's running. I got to go back to what Donnie said. Donnie, the likability thing, it's so problematic to hear, because it is always connected to female candidates, women candidates.
Oh, Karine.
It is. I have not heard likability. Well, I have not heard it with any of the male candidates. You don't hear that type of language.
Bernie
so we
Sanders,
need to be
I put that as a real tie.
I have to just make sure that I flag that and disagree with you on that one. And also electability. Look, Elizabeth Warren, head-to-head, you see Elizabeth Warren, Biden, you've even seen Kamala Harris and others beating Donald Trump. I know it's a head-to-head and it's early, but we have to be mindful on how we talk about this. We got to be really careful. Look, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about the polling. This is one poll. There's going to be many, many polls. We're still 2 months away from the first first person to cast their vote. And it is going to be a wild ride from now until Caucus Day, Iowa, which will be the first time that voters get to go out there and speak their mind and lay out their vote and caucus for their candidate. And also, if we go back to 2008 or 2012, or if you look at 2008, Hillary Clinton was up by 20 points. Rudy Giuliani was up by 13 points this time. So it is still going to be a very wild ride, and we just have to see. I want to say, like, just ignore the polls for the moment, and we'll see where we are when we get closer. When
Donnie,
we get to election
you're on
day.
an island this morning.
Yeah, just very quickly on the polls. I saw a poll that says Elizabeth Warren would beat Donald Trump in Texas, which means we should not be listening to polls.
I agree. We shouldn't be listening to polls. What I'm saying is we should be really mindful of how we talk about, because it is, when we talk about women candidates, likability comes up all the time.
You know, it's so interesting.
All the time.
Maybe I'm too woke, but you know, when I say somebody's not likable, I'm not bringing gender. I think Bernie Sanders is even less likable. But I do think there's a certain strideness to both of them that I don't know if America wants to invite them into the living rooms for 4 years every night.
Donnie
Well,
Deutsch.
I mean, Elizabeth Warren has
honor.
proven that she's very likable. Just the surge that she's
I
had.
don't like her.
Now, Medicare for all has been a bump in the road for her. Absolutely. I'm not going to be Pollyannish about it. But she has shown, and when you have thousands and thousands of people waiting for you to take a selfie, that does mean something. And so that's what we just need to be careful with that, especially when it comes to women candidates.
You don't get 20,000 people into Washington Square Park if you don't have some element of likability.
Yeah,
I stand alone.
I think you do.
I stand.
As a matter of fact, let me just.
The name of my first book was Often Wrong, Never in Doubt.
Yes.
Okay.
Hashtag too woke, I think is what Donnie called himself. We will come back to this topic in just a moment.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.